Good morning. We're looking at cable. Now, we had a bit of a week last week on it. I'm not gonna bother with the weekly chart because it's really not showing you any more than what I can show you on the daily chart. And obviously on the daily chart you can get much more information. Now you can see here that we made the base in cable and we rose right up to exactly that 38.2 level, which was 123.05. Our high was 123.10. So that's where we went. There was no other resistance on the horizon, as you can see way over here, nothing. It was that 38.2 that decided to halt the progress of sterling. Now there's two ways of looking at this. One, sterling was extremely overbought. Now even on that little run up, which wasn't a massive one, was it? You know, from 120.15 to 123.10, you had nearly 200 points. It rallied though from these extreme levels right up to extreme overbought, which when markets trend, you don't really see that. Now, as I said, there's two ways of looking at it. Friday, we had a negative close. We held, as you can see here, we held that 21-day moving average on Friday's close, and that came in, as you can see here, at 121.55. Our close on Friday was 121.63, but we are below the 9 and we are below the adaptive moving average, but we are still above this base formation down here. So as we are holding this base formation at the moment, and just I'm looking at the weekly chart, I can see that the stochastics have gone from being on the floor to actually turning quite positive. What I will say is, I'm loath to say it, but what I will admit is that I know in the next 2 months, sterling cable is going to be totally news driven. And I know that. So I have to adapt and look at the charts much more in depth, because even when they aren't news driven, or when even markets are so news driven as this one's going to be, there are, as you have seen from the market hitting that 38.2 up here, there is a rationale behind what markets do and what levels they go to. They do go to levels, they do hold levels, and I'm looking at this little glut of support here. Now that's coming in for me at around 121. I give it a bit more room on the downside. I'm looking at 120.80. So anywhere around this area, I think you're going to see buyers coming back into the market. Why would people want to buy sterling? Well, why wouldn't they? You know, Brexit's going to happen, whatever. That doesn't mean the UK is underwater. What it is saying is, look, the dollar's strong, but the dollar is strong across the board, okay? And has been for quite some time. So I'm not going to say too much about sterling weakness. It's more about dollar strength. Although sterling is down against the euro, it is down against quite a few of the currencies, you know, but not as drastic. So you've got sterling CAD, sterling Kiwi, sterling Swiss, sterling Aussie. There are ways to look at sterling to see whether or not it really is dollar strength or it really is the end of sterling. Now, if I'm looking at sterling Oz, that looks quite great. I look at sterling Swiss, that looks quite good on the weekly chart. I look at sterling CAD, same thing. So I think that there is hope for sterling against other currencies. Maybe that's what we need to focus on. Maybe it isn't against the dollar we need to focus on. Maybe now we need to look at it against different currencies, which is what I aim to do. Anyway, that's the end of the cable report. Good luck, and I will catch you all on the desk tomorrow.